What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the video. In today's video, we're going to be predicting the 2025 New York Giants record. And with that out of the way, we'll hop into week 1, where they will be on the road taking on the Washington Commanders for the first time this season. And I mean, it's a division matchup, so anything can happen. You hear me say that a lot, but I really don't think the Giants are going to upset the Commanders here because the Commanders are a better team. So I'm going to say the Giants lose this game and start off the season 0-1. Alright, heading to week 2, the Giants will once again be on the road taking on a division rival. This time it'll be the Cowboys. It'll be the first matchup between them. And I mean, the Cowboys roster is just too stacked for me to say that the Giants are going to go into Dallas and win this game. So I'm going to have to say the Giants lose this game too and go down to 0-2. Alright, heading to week 3, the Giants will be at home playing on Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is obviously going to be a tough matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs are 3-time AFC champions. And they almost won the Super Bowl last year and three-peated. So I talk a lot of shit about them, but they are a good team. And I think they're going to give the Giants a lot of trouble and drop the Giants down to 0-3. Alright, heading to week 4, the Giants will be at home taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. And this is a game where, it's the Chargers, so they might lose a game like this, but I really don't see it happening this early in the season, because I think it's going to take a minute for the Giants to get their footing, and this is going to be an example of that, so I have them losing this game and going down to 0-4. Alright, heading to week 5, the Giants will be on the road taking on the New Orleans Saints. And I gotta say, this is the first game this season where I feel like the Giants have a genuine chance to win. And I think they will. I think the Saints are a bad team, a very bad team at that. And I think the Giants, although also not a great team, are heading in the right direction, whereas the Saints really aren't. So I'm going to say the Giants do win this game and get their first victory in week 5 and get to 1-4. Alright, and heading to week 6, the Giants will be at home taking on the Philadelphia Eagles for the first time. It'll be on Thursday Night Football, as this is a game where you think I would pick the Eagles without question, but I'm going to say that the Giants shock the world and beat the Eagles here. And the reason being is I think the Eagles are due for a loss at some point. And when I picked the Eagles, they started 5-0 up to this point, and they hadn't really lost a real game since September of last year. So I think the Eagles are going to get kind of a reality check, and the Giants are going to upset them and improve to 2-4. Alright, and heading to week 7, the Giants will be on the road taking on the Denver Broncos coming off of their mini bye week. And this is going to be a really tough game for the Giants because of how good the Broncos defense is. I mean, to be fair, the Giants defense is pretty good too. They've got Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns. So their front 7 is really good. But I don't think it's going to be enough to beat the Broncos, so I think they're going to lose this game and drop down to 2-5. Alright, and heading to week number 8, the Giants will be on the road taking on the Eagles for the second and final time this season. And I actually think the Eagles are going to win this one. I don't think they're going to get swept by the Giants. I think it was good that the Giants beat them the first time, but the Eagles are going to be more than prepared to beat the Giants this game. So I think they're going to lose here and drop down to 2-6. Alright, and heading to week 9, the Giants will be at home taking on the San Francisco 49ers. And this is a game where normally I would have the Giants losing, but there's one player on the Giants that I think is going to be the reason they win this game, and that player is Russell Wilson. He is projected to be their starting quarterback, and whether he's on the Seahawks or the Broncos or hell, he probably would have beat him on the Steelers too. He always gives the 49ers a really tough time, so I really don't think that I really don't think he's going to let the 49ers win this game because I still think he'll be starting at this point. So I'm going to say they win this game and improve to 3-6. All right, heading to week 10, the Giants will be on the road taking on the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears, they're projected to be a better team than they were last year, but I feel like it's the same song and dance with the Bears every year. And I actually think the Giants are going to win this game too, just because I think the Bears just get overhyped every year. And I really don't think they're going to be, I don't think they're going to be terrible, but I really don't think they're going to be that good either. And I think Caleb Williams, he's a young quarterback. I think the Giants have the front seven to really make it hard on him. So I'm going to say that the Giants win this and go to 4-6. All right, heading to week 11, the Giants will be at home taking on the Green Bay Packers. Packers are going to be a really tough team to beat just because the Packers are a Super Bowl contender in my opinion, and the Giants are a rebuilding team. So I really don't think they're going to beat the Packers this late in the season just because this is around the time when you start to really figure out who's good and who isn't. And I think the Packers will have established that they're a good team. So I have the Giants losing this game and going down to 4-7. All right, and heading to week 12, the Giants will be playing against the Detroit Lions. And I think that the Lions are one of the best teams in the NFL, so I really don't think the Giants are going to beat the Lions either, especially considering that they're on the road. And like I said with the Packers, it's kind of the same song and dance, except the Lions are better and the Giants are on the road. And I guess technically it is slightly later in the season too. So I'm going to say that the Giants lose this game and go to 4-8. All right, and heading to week 13, it appears to be a Monday Night Football game between the Giants and the Patriots, and the Giants are on the road. And this is kind of similar to what I said about the Bears, because a lot of people think the Patriots are going to take a step this year. I don't know if they necessarily think they're going to make the playoffs or anything, but they have Drake May, Stephon Diggs. They drafted Will Campbell in the first round. And he's an offensive lineman. And I still think the Giants can give the Patriots a tough time just because of their front seven and Drake May being a really young quarterback. So I'm going to say that the Giants win this game and improve their record to 5-8. All right, and week 14 is the Giants' bye week. They're sitting at 5-8. Barring a miracle, they probably won't make the playoffs, but you know, that's the key here is just make some progression and try to develop your rookie quarterback. And heading to week 15, the Giants will be at home taking on the Washington Commanders for the second time. And I think this is going to be Jackson Dart's first start. I think they're going to bench Russ and start Jackson Dart just to get him some snaps. And I'm not going to predict that a rookie quarterback is going to go into play against the Washington Commanders and beat them just because the Commanders are a pretty decent team. So I'm going to say the Giants lose here and drop down to 5-9. All right, heading to week 16, the Giants will be at home taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And if things shape out the way I think they will, I think it's going to be J.J. McCarthy versus Jackson Dart. And the Giants, I could see them winning this game just because their team isn't all bad. They have some good players. Like they have Andrew Thomas on the O-line. They have Malik Neighbors. They have Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau in the front seven, like I already mentioned. But at the same time, the Vikings seems even better. Like they've got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, they've got Aaron Jones, they've got a really good offensive line, and they've got Harrison Smith, he's still doing really good, and I don't think the Giants are going to win, so I'm going to say they lose this game and go down to 5-10. All right, heading to week 17, the Giants will be on the road taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, and this game, I think that it's kind of a similar matchup just because both of these teams were pretty bad last year and they made improvements to their rosters, so they both got better. But at the same time, the Raiders, I think, got better than the Giants did. So I think that with that also being the fact that, the Raiders are at home, and I also trust Geno Smith more than I trust Jackson Dart at this point in time. So I'm going to say that the Giants lose this game and go down to 5-11. And ending off the season, the Giants will be at home taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And what this really comes down to, aside from all the shit that I said in the first matchup between these two teams, the Cowboys being more talented, I think at this point in the season, the Cowboys are going to be fighting for a playoff spot, and the Giants have kind of already given up on the season. 5-11, I mean, your season's over. So I'm going to say the Giants lose this game and finish off their season with a final record of 5-12. And here we go. The Giants are last place in their division, sitting at 5-12. And this is how I think the NFC East is going to shake out. You got the Eagles at 1, Dallas 2, Washington 3, and New York Giants at 4. And with that out of the way, we got both of the AFC and NFC East predicted. And the only divisions we have left to predict are going to be the AFC North. And then after that, we'll do the NFC North. And we'll get all these predictions out before the season starts. And I hope to have a video out on the Cincinnati Bengals predictions by tomorrow. So I will see y'all then. And if you're still watching, thank you for watching. And I'll see you then. Peace out.